the aspect of democracy when relating to people having their own different interests.
Yes.
So we have to come together as one to be able to build consensus.
Yes.
And to raise someone to lead.
Yes.
But during the pre-colonial era, people were living in the aspect of the battle of the fittest.
Okay.
We're having empires like the Ashanti Kingdom. Those are the northern side. Those are the southern side. Those are the coast areas. So even at some point, those are the coastal areas have measured themselves to the colonial government of the England, that is the crown.
Yes.
To protect them from some empires, meaning that there was nothing like peaceful way of handling things in our country. So democracy, according to civilization, has set the space of us to also implement structures and put measures in place that can curb all these things for us to live in a peaceful manner.
Where we living, I want to get this thing clear. Like, we were there as Africans before they came.
Yes.
So when the Europeans came to Africa, they lived with us for some time before giving us this democracy and what have you. So before they even came, were we living in chaos? Were we living in confusion, fighting, killings, and all the nasty things?
No. Africa was never living that kind of
chaotic. So if we're not living in chaos, what chaos are they giving us democracy to cure?
As I said, democracy that came into existence, of which we are practicing modernly,
yes,
is that which give us
yes,
the let's say the manner and ways of which we can come together to build consensus regarding our own individual interests. So right now, as I'm sitting here with you, I have my own way of electing someone. You have your own way.
You are welcome to Kimbo Royal Tree, the best hotel in Winneba, close to Winneba Johnson and direct opposite the Well Filling Station. Among some of the facilities Kimbo Royal Tree offers its clients and customers include: number 1, we have a serene swimming pool where you can relax your body at any time, swim at any time, any day at affordable prices. In fact, you can come here 24/7. We operate all time. We there for you. Kimbo Royal Treat is having an event center where we host every type of event. Any event you want, whether birthday party, weddings, any event at all, we can give you the best facility to host your event that you want to host. Kimbo Royal Treat is having a gym center where you can gym your body at any time, morning, evening, afternoon, any time at all you feel. And we also have a kitchen where we offer both local and foreign dishes. Any type of food you want, just come to Kimbo Royal Treat and we will give it to you at very affordable prices. We also have a clinic attached to the hotel where, in case of any emergency or any other time, you can go there for the services at very, very subsidized prices. We've reduced the prices drastically just to favor our customers. Call the contact, the numbers on this list.
But there has been something called free and fair election. That's a model. There have been elections. But during that time, there was elections, though, according to the traditional way of electing someone.
In Africa?
In Africa.
Okay.
Because if you check with the centralized system, the queen mother gets to do some ground check and also groom someone when the person is being nominated out of the queenship rule. So the queen mother will elect someone or nominate someone that maybe a constituent answer is best to rule as a king. Then through the ways of means that the person also carry himself or herself along.
But I want to find out this way. Like you said, the queen mother grooms the person and selects.
Yes, the well. Checks.
Okay, but don't you think the gods of our lands were also having hand in determining who deserves to be a leader at that time?
Okay,
was it just a selection by just an ordinary person?
Sure, I will say that during that time we believed and also had the spiritual guidance of our forefathers, which is the gods.
Yes,
and the gods sometimes, and even not sometimes, the gods they do things in the spiritual realm for it to reflect in the physical aspect.
Yes,
we humans, what we do is just to affirm to it. So I believe in a way the gods, in accordance with the human aspect, come together as one to elect someone in that regard. So it's by way of transition from the spiritual realm to the physical aspect.
And don't you think that is better, because human being cannot do without spirituality? So if we have spiritual affirmations on that, then it means it looks more authentic than just using your ordinary intelligence.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm making some sense.
Yes.
So don't you think that system of the spiritual, I mean, intervening with the spiritual powers, or the gods intervening to select a leader, was somehow better than this our new democracy we now have, where things are the way they are?
Okay, I think this is a very open question that anyone would like to listen to the answer. Because looking at the way things were at that stage, as I made mention of, it was a particular group of people which start from a small family, then emerged to become an empire. So they have a collective way of doing things, collective value, they share collective responsibility. So they understand the process. But now we have many tribes in our state right now. If you get to know how the government or the president currently, His Excellency Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, gets to deliver speech, there is a theme of which he drives always: States of Nations Address. We have different nations currently in our country. So these nations come with the aspect of many ethnicity. So now it's not like we have just one ethnic group of which we are electing the leader from. Different people, different mind, different way of doing things. So I think the space and the model of election has set a way of peaceful electing and also transition of power.
And looking at our system, must we have, like olden days, were we in a hurry, or were we hungry for a centralized kind of leader? Like, were we looking for a central leader who would be toppling all tribes in one under one umbrella?
Okay.
Were there something like, because it looks like it wasn't something that we were aiming at. It was just imposed on us. Like,
looking at our state whereby we were living, I would say that some people were having that kind of idea of being able to colonize within the country. You will check the Ashanti Kingdom, they go for wars. There was battle between many ethnic groups, of which at the end, what is the end product? You want to conquer you guys, to be the leader, to rule on your land. So in a way, people were trying to conquer some ethnicities and some ethnic groups, some tribes, and also some lands to conquest of their own beliefs. So in a way, they were trying to do so, but that system was a system of a battle of the fittest. So if you're not fit enough, at the end you fail. And Nkrumah in this ideology was having the perception of uniting Africa together as one. But looking at the systems of Africa, some countries will say yes, some will say no. So that kind of unity is very, very crucial when it comes to forming unity within some states in Africa and even within Ghana as a whole.
So it was like this modern system is now a way of making our difficult battle very simple.
Yes,
we were battling at, getting like a kind of conquering so much lands and all of that. But this system has more or less made it so simple.
Sure,
for that.
Sure. Because if you check the 1960 Constitution of Nkrumah, you can see that the models of that very set rules and guidance did something of bringing into context the aspect of certain models whereby it will curb those aspects of which you just aforementioned. So that is one of it.
Okay, so per your judgments, when you compare the olden days to that of the new days we find ourselves in now, will you subscribe to the new one, or you think it is causing us harm? Will you subscribe to it?
I would say that the modern form of democracy currently, in a way, is causing us more good than the bad.
Okay.
Because every model has its own negative way.
Yeah, I understand. Definitely, you can get negative vibes in it, but all in all, you've concluded that the good effects, or the good things it has brought, are far outweighing the bad ones, of course. Okay, so we are still learning. If you have anything, if you don't agree with him, or if you don't side with him on just this simple conclusion, or if you think there is something to add up to what he is saying, the comment section is your avenue to do so. You have everything you want to say, the comment section is yours. Just put everything there and let's go. If you are enjoying the video too, you can like it, then we continue from there. Okay, now you've given us a brief history of Ghana per se. We are taking Ghana as a case study, even though it's Africa. But you've given us a brief history of Ghana before this Europeans came.
Yes.
And then when they came, the democracy and what have you, you've made us understand that even though there are bad things in democracy, but the good ones are outweighing the bad ones. Okay, can you identify, you can't deal with democracy without constitution.
Sure.
Because the constitution is the backbone of democracy, right? So we want to know, can you identify any three negative and any three weaknesses and three strengths of the Ghana 1992 constitution? I want us to deal with the Fourth Republic. Well, that is what is more or less current. So let's deal with the Fourth Republic. Can you identify any three strengths and three weaknesses?
Okay. This is one of the questions that many political people have been writing about when it comes to the weakness and the strength of the constitution. When we look at the strength of the constitution, chapter 5, which talks about the fundamental human rights of Ghanaian citizenry, it's one of the basic strength of our constitution.
Okay.
Because during the construction of the constitution, we've gotten to know that as an individual, whereby in your actions, you find out that someone has, in a way, tarnished, or in a way also, I want a very word to put it, infringe upon your rights. Yes. If in your working on your doings, if someone infringe upon your rights, you have the right to seek redress in the law court. That is one strength of the constitution.
Okay.
Regarding the person's sex, race, or even the position of its
socioeconomic status and all of that.
And this has also made it a way that the political leaders cannot just pick up a model to review that very ascription, but it takes referendum to be able to. So in the protection of it, the constitution has also safeguarded those rights by making it permanent. Another weakness also is that I also deal with, and let me do another positive also. When we talk about that of education in the constitution, education has been made modernly. Even if you check UW as a whole, we have various different kind of people, of which they are all school over here. Privilege have been given to everyone in the constitution. So currently, the constitution has made it in a way that no matter what is regarding the position of which you are in, the situation you are in, everyone has the right to education. Everyone has the right to education, and every educational system is structured in a way that to favor all kinds of people, being foreign, being native, your race, sex,
whoever you
what have you. So these are one of the strengths of the constitution also. Another strength also is that looking at Ghana's constitution as a whole, if you check the presidential aspect, we've made it in a way that before one can become president of Ghana, there should be an election. That's chapter 7 of the constitution. It has set to face the provisions of conducting elections in Ghana by electing an independent EC, that's electoral commissioner, to oversee all those activities of elections. So this has also told the main aspect of our democratic way of ruling. So at the end, the people get to select whom they want, when and how. So these are one of the those of the core things that are in place, which makes it a very powerful mood for Ghanaians to also have the need that indeed we have a constitution whereby it protects our rights, give us the privilege to also perform selections when it comes to leadership.
Select our own leaders that we want.
Now with the weakness of the constitution, the first weakness is that even the constitution is outmoded. Our constitution is outmoded as we are speaking currently. It needs a review. Because looking at the 1992 constitution, that was where Jerry John Wallace taking power from 1979, 81, then ruling for a predominant years. The people were calling for a regime of their own. That's a civil rule, democratic rule. So this is what they did. They went in a way to bring in people which will favor their own aspect of ruling. If you look at that of the presidential aspect, you cannot hold the president in contempt in a law court. Of which some number of years after office, 4 years after office. So this has made it in a way that has given so much protection to the presidential candidates. So as soon as a person assumes office, you cannot call for the person in the law court to be questioned.
They can misbehave.
They can misbehave any way, manner that they want. Or when they are also done with their term of office also, there is a stipulated date and time of which they also protect them. So by the time, I think they will also find their own ways and means to also protect themselves, maneuver things through. You see, these are one of the things that for me I feel very sad, because we are all one together as one unity, and the constitution makes everyone equal regarding your position.
Yes.
But at the end, we are there for them.
So that equality aspect of the constitution, it should have been clearly stated that equal before the law, except the president under these conditions. You understand?
Yeah.
But it just, if you say equal before the law, then it is clear to any layman reading that no one, regardless of your position. And what does that mean? Meaning, even if you are the president, you are not above the law. We can call you to the law court. But the constitution, the same constitution went ahead and gave a limitation that president cannot be cautioned. No. I don't think it's only the president, right?
No.
I think ministers of state.
Yes, of state.
Those people are all part. I saw that article.
Sure.
So it's so sad. It's so sad. Anyways, you continue.
And another weakness also is that if you look at the position of the ministers and their duties, you know, we have a model which has positioned that we are having the executives, the legislature, and the judiciary. But now, executive members are also part of what? Legislative council. That makes the confliction of duty. Because I'm executive performing a ministerial function. Now in the law court, the parliament also performing what? A law mandate function.
Legislative functions.
So this gives them the right also to go out and make any pronouncement of laws as they want. For this, they are judiciary. We are in a Futu municipal. If in case there is a leader here ruling over a Futu, currently we are having Arambo Martin,
yes,
who is the Futu MP. Now, in their rulings, they get to lay down also laws which will in their dealings favor them, because at the end they get to defend it in Parliament.
Yes. And
the third one also is that the president appoints how do you call it? Judges. The appointment of judges by the president. Because if I'm going to the law court to seek for redress, and I get to know that the person that I have placed my head for protection as appointed a judge, whereby I am in the position of also going to seek redress from a minister or anyone being part of the bureaucracy,
yes,
who has offended me or who has also infringed upon my rights. By the time I reach there, I think the system is not for me.
It's not for you.
So these are part of the loopholes we have in the constitution.
You already know the outcome of the case before you even start it.
Is it? Because the chief inspector of police, that's the IGP, appointed by the president. So such appointments, I believe we should find a different way and manner of doing such, rather than appointment by the president. Because at the end, it will get to be a dictatorship rule.
Yes. Okay. So will you suggest any remedies to these challenges that we are
facing? For me, I'll give one remedy. First, review the constitution.
Okay.
We should review the constitution. It's outmoded.
To review the constitution is the only remedy he has to give us, because he feels the constitution is outmoded.
Sure.
Whatever feelings you have contrary to what he is saying, put it in the comment section. I will react to it. That is your avenue to join the conversation. All right. So, Mr. Kenneth, you've taken us far. Time is not by our side though, but we want to know this one more thing before we can draw the curtains.
Okay.
So we want to know, do you agree with critics that there is corruption or there exists corruption in the system? Because you made us know that there is constitution backing our democracy. And if there is constitution which gives or provides all the way of life of government officials and all of that, then I don't think there will be a way that corruption can exist, because the constitution nowhere has provided for corruption to exist anywhere. So do you agree with critics as a man of legal mind that there exists corruption in the system?
Okay. One thing that I like to also advise is that each time we are dealing with corruption cases, you should have an evidence, or any form of evidence backing.
That's right.
Your response to that.
Yes.
Corruption exists in our country. There is corruption in our country. and some of it you already know of it already. We face it daily in and out.
We don't know it. Tell us.
Honorable, for corruption, you know, in even the aspect of security, there is corruption. Because even those charged with a mandate to look into corruption practices, that's right, they also look into corruption practices. But we get to know that even they themselves, in some ways, people are also putting up petitions that there are kind of corruptions and loopholes in the administration. So me, I don't have any evidence to support the fact of corruption right now.
Yes.
Because as soon as I bring a case of corruption, I should have an evidence to support that fact. It's a national television. I can't stand here and make mention of any raw fact without evidence.
Okay.
So with corruption, is there corruption? Leave it in the comment section.
Okay.
Let's see.
So you have not taken side as to whether there exists corruption or there isn't. But even if there is, even though you said you accepted that yes there is corruption, but maybe you cannot give us clear-cut facts. Okay. Do you think there is any provision in the constitution that is so weak to the extent that it maybe make way for people to take advantage and troop in corruption in the system? Like
with the provisions, you know, when you look at the detail of the STRA, that's the Commission of Human Rights and Social Justice. When it comes to also social justice, they also deal with that.
Yes.
And even with the executives, judiciary, and the legislature, these organs of government, they have all been enshrined in the constitution with their provisions and duties and mandates. But if you look within, there are loopholes which makes it very much open that people or even our own indigenous people get to notice that there is corruption in the system. Going to police station currently, if you visit any police station, you get to find out that at the end of the day, you leave there by way of also seeing something. Myself, I have encountered, you know, the buses and that kind of transport system, whereby you can encounter that some laws that are on the streets, of which the police and other people of trafficking are using to check the drivers. You can see vividly that these things are not right.
They collect we don't know what it is, but they always give something to them.
You see, I don't know whether that is part of the checking of driver, because sometimes you see that I have been in a taxi in Kwabri East, where somewhere around there, whereby in that taxi, you know, a policeman stopped the driver parked, and at the end, what I got to know is that there was nothing wrong with the driver, but he needs to settle the policeman before he can leave. These are part of the issue that we are facing.
Just like that.
But that one, I can testify to that. I was there.
Yes.
You see, we visit transport system whereby each and every day we find out these things. Because if you go to currently, I want to also plead on the government if this can also reach far. If you go to KJTIA, the place whereby has been assigned for transport system to stop and load, starting from the Swami runabout to the Swami. You know, we have two Swami, where the two first statue is and where the main Swami road is. Now these two spaces, if you go there, I have been in a vehicle whereby a policeman stopped our vehicle to you know, get to that side to load, by way of taking the person some money to be able to load over there. Another one came also to, you know, join the queue of adding his car to the queue, and the policeman arrested that driver, all in the name of the fact that he has taken money from this one for him to load over there for the whole day. I don't know whether those lands are signed for transport system to load. We all know in the system that some places are not allowed for transport to reach there.
Stop and
to be loading and those stuff. But at the end, what is much pity is that they have nothing to do. They are just out there trying the means to also go back to their homes and provide food on the table. They have no option than when they you know, they are caught up in those actions, they should also a little bit also give something out to them. So for security service alone, there is more corruption to that. For security service, social justices, there is more corruption to that. But for the sake of time, we don't have many evidence to prove our ponderings. But one thing that is clear is that we all know, we encounter some each and every day what is going on in our society. Before you can go to a police station, someone will be even crying that when I go, I don't have money to do this. Why is it that I'm going to seek redress. I should have something to give in the police station. One woman who was injured by the husband, the woman going to seek redress, the woman was just there crying. I asked the woman why. She told me, the policeman that I called told me that coming to arrest my husband, I have to give something as a transport. And even after that, the policeman also commended that with the woman way of doing things, she's at a good point though. But then they should try as much as possible to get the husband for them to come for him. How can someone who has been beaten mercilessly go in chase of the husband to be able to reach out to the police station?
So the wife should bring the husband to
the wife should try to gather some people to catch the husband in hand,
like a thief,
so that they also come and take the husband. Because they believe that the husband is carrying a weapon, they can't face it. Our lives are in danger currently in our security services. When you hear pains that people go through in their domestic places, it's not fair. By the end, they fear to go to the police station because it's better to stay idle than to go there. The money to feed children will be used for that to satisfy someone's hunger in the police station. So these are the loopholes that I'm pleading on the government to check. The police service personnel, I think there should be a kind of a structure whereby they will go to a law firm before coming out as police personnel. Because you see some of them, when you meet them outside, the things that they do doesn't match to what they are expected to do outside.
But don't you think these people are well trained, but just that they are lacking the ethics, like they are just themselves careless. Let me put it that way.
I would say, as Barack Obama in his visit to Ghana also commended that we are doing good, but then one thing that we need is strong institutions, not big men. Although we think we have the masses protecting us, but we need strong and vibrant institutions rather than what we are saying.
You see it also. I think you've already given recommendation to this problem, right?
Yes.
Telling us we should work on training them properly and those things. You see, it's a whole lot. This is not, you are not the first person to say this. So
yes,
a lot of people have been saying it.
Yes,
without number, but we don't know. So we hope. Do we have a brighter future?
I would say we have a brighter future to hope. Hope is something that I encourage all of us to have that garden hope.
Okay.
Because the moment we keep on hoping, indeed, we have leaders whereby sometimes we criticize. But if you check the history of Ghana, we have some leaders of which we can sit down boldly and confess that indeed they were able to do something for us. So we should keep on hoping. The newborns to cover all these issues are yet to come.
Who are those?
The nature will produce.
Really?
For myself, I am one vibrant person that we're also hoping to be there to curtail things and also see that the right thing is being done. So we believe in the youth coming up nowadays.
Okay, so you believe that we, the youth coming up nowadays, can do something about it. It's all about coming up with a positive mindset. Because these people we are criticizing today were once youth.
Yes.
Are you aware of that?
Yes, we are aware.
They were once youth, and today they've bypassed the level of youth, and they are doing miserable things. Let's pray that, or let's keep a firm, positive mindset that when we even get to any level, no matter our level, we remain patriotic and good citizens to our natural soil, Ghana. Okay, time is not by our side. We are almost done with this today conversation. So to conclude with, I want you to, if you have anyone to greet, if you have chance to give, just in a nutshell, we don't just end the lesson like that. Just give us a summary of anything, Thanksgiving, or if you have anything to tell Ghanaians, to tell the world, or to tell our family. This is BEC, Beyond the Classroom. So we are hungry for learning. Tell us something. We want to just hear the conclusion.
First of all, I'd like to also, appreciate the fact that we have students who are passionate enough to get to learn each and every day by subscribing to BEC television. Now, the second of all is that we have youth outside there who are struggling, going through phase of struggles.
Yes.
People, if you get close to them and they share their stories, you can see directly that there are kind of pains within their bones. My prayer is that the good Lord should see us through. The good Lord should cover us with the protection and the mercy that we need. We are hoping for a life which at the end we will sit back and say to ourselves, and even let people confess that indeed it's us who has reached this peace. So we all agree that we are in a contempt and we are in a contemporary world whereby things are hard. But let's all keep hold and be tall, stand firm and guided and start learning and also get the patience that things will fall better for us in the near future.
Okay. I'll say Jina painting
Regardless.
regardless of the condition. But don't, even if you are standing firm regardless of the situation, but be mindful of the situation. Start finding solutions to the situation. And the solutions are very clear. It's just all about we keeping a positive mindset firm and then going by the right things to be done. But we know the right things. I don't know whether it is laziness or maybe a bonsam na higher and answer this. I mean, minima the crop back. We really have a big problem that we need to tackle, especially in Ghana. I know the world is watching, but this is a situation that is hunting Ghanaians that I want the youth especially to have another look at, because how we are looking at it, it won't help. I'm not seeing any hope in that, so we have to really look at it with another eye. It's very, this is very important. Mr. Are you Mr.? No, I want to get your title well. Are you Mr. Honorable or who?
The Mister is part of the being a man, so the manhood. Kenneth Asiedu, popularly known as Can.
Okay, Mr. Kenneth Asiedu. Thank you so much for coming to BEC
Thank you,
TV.
Honorable, for having me also over here.
Yes. Today we are done with today's conversation with Mr. Kenneth. He has outlined all the necessary things that we've asked, and he has given us all the answers as well. So in subsequent times, we will call him back again for continuation of these issues. We will delve deeper into some of these issues to learn more from him. This is what we are about, and we always say, like it's our slogan. It has been our slogan that we don't learn partially. When you learn and you are unable to finish what you are learning, then you are very dangerous to society, because you can give wrong recommendations. And if you are able to learn everything, you are the best teacher and you are the best person there out there. So we will call him back on subsequent times to learn more from him until we exhaust all our questions that are bothering us, then we can stop. Thank you so much for joining us too. If you are new, as usual, just subscribe and turn on the notification bell for more videos to be yours. And also like this video if you are enjoying it. Drop your comment in the comment section. Let's make this conversation interactive. Thank you so much for joining. Bye bye.